Network configuration. Network configuration is the process of assigning network settings, policies, flows, and controls. In a virtual network, it is easier to make network configuration changes because physical network devices appliances are replaced by software, removing the needs for extensive manual configuration. Network configuration can also be automated and managed via a centralized configuration manager, Network Configuration Manager, further reducing manual IT workload and making it easier to maintain a network, make configuration changes, relaunch devices, track and report data. Some network configuration basics include switch router configuration, host configuration, software and firewall configuration, and network topology, which can be controlled through REST APIs. Zero Configuration Network. Zero Configuration Network refers to a set of technology that allow network administrator to set up a network and connect devices without having to manually configure each device's network settings. This is particularly useful for allowing end user to easily connect to the network. However, for an administrator of an enterprise network, there are advantages to actively configure and monitor the network rather than relying on default settings. Network topologies. Network topologies describe how the nodes or devices, physical or virtual, in a network are arranged and how they communicate with each other. Network topology can be physical, referring to where physical devices are placed in relation to each other, or logical, referring to how data is transmitted through the network, including any virtual or cloud resources. When choosing a network topology, an organization must consider the size of its network, its performance requirements, and the flow of its traffic, among other factors. Common network topologies include bus. Every node in the network is connected along a linear path. This simple topology is used most often for small network. Ring. Nodes are connected in a loop. A traffic may flow in one direction or in both directions. Ring network tends to be cost-effective but not as scalable or stable as other network topologies. Star. A central node connects to all other nodes in the network. This is common and stable topology that's often used for local area network or LANs. Mesh. Nodes are linked in such way that multiple paths between nodes are impossible. This type of network topology increases the resiliency of the network but also increase cost. A network may be fully meshed all nodes connecting to all other nodes, or partially meshed only some nodes having multiple connection to other nodes. Spine leaf tree. Multiple star topologies are connected together in a larger star configuration. Hybrid. A combination of other topologies are used together within one network.
So today we are going to be talking about common network problems. So what are some common network problems? So are you having a regular network connection failure and your computer keeps on showing you this? So I'm gonna show you also some fix for this. Sometimes it's merely a matter of properly connecting the cables. If the light is green, then it's properly connected or receiving signal. If orange or red or no light at all, then your cables is not properly connected or your computer is not receiving a signal. So the other one is slow connection. The solution would be troubleshoot your hardware. Give your router a quick reset by turning off and on again. Here are some sites that you may use to check your internet speed: www.speedtest.net, fast.com, and Google Speed Test. If it matches your plan, then the network is working fine. You might want to upgrade to speed up your internet.
Good day everyone. So I'm about to report the benefits of the network configuration management. And first benefit is the report. So the first use case is reporting. If that configuration management tool does a comparison between yesterday's backup and today's, it can immediately show you all the devices that changed and exactly what the changes were. Is somebody making unauthorized changes to your device? This is the easiest way to see it. And if you're using unique per user login credentials, you can often see who made the change. You can also see whether a scheduled change didn't happen. Next is automatic generation. One of the things that you use a configuration management tool to do is to create bulk changes. So this is a highly useful benefit of configuration management tools. Suppose you need to change the administrator passwords on all my devices because somebody has left the organization, or because you think the password might have leaked. So the tool is already logging into every device on a scheduled basis. So pushing out changes is an easy capability to add. So next is auditing and reviewing configurations. So when you're asked to look at a network that's having stability problems or might just be in need of updates, one of the first things you ask for is a set of all the configurations. If they don't have a recent set of configurations, the first thing you do is log into all the devices and download them. So the configuration files don't tell you everything. They will show you dynamic information like ARP tables or interface error counts, or whether the CPU is running high or the memory is running low. But they do give you an incredibly useful snapshot to start with. So the information is also useful for things like security audits. They show the exact firewall rules, VPN parameters, and how the IDS or IPS inspects traffic. Next is streamlined process. So another benefit of configuration management is that they allow you to streamline processes. As your network grows, you need tools that make it easy for you to schedule backups and get alerted when backups fail. You want a tool that provides functionalities so you can search past backups and restore backups quickly. Next is reduced errors. So automated network configuration management tools can substantially reduce the number of outages caused by configuration errors. This is because these problems often stem from human error in implementation or documentation. Configuration management tools identify changes, audit configurations, and simplify tasks, all while automatically documenting any changes made with the tool. Is rollback changes with undesirable results. In the case where an administrator applies a change only to realize later that it resulted in a misconfiguration. So configuration management tools can roll back changes to previous configurations, saving time and resolving issues.
What are the type of network configuration? So number 1, local area network. When you connect your laptop or smartphone to your home or business network, you're utilizing a local area network. Local area network is a private computer network that allows selected users to have exclusive access to the same system connection at a shared location, usually within a mile and inside the same building. So as a result, they may share devices, share resources like printers, and communicate information as if they were all using the same system. With a network-aware operating system, resources sharing is feasible. So LANs were first utilized in universities and research labs. but now they may be found in homes and businesses. Different types of network topologies, such as bus, star, and branching tree, are utilized to achieve certain goals using coax cables, optical fiber cables, or twisted wire pairs. Wi-Fi or TCP/IP Internet may be used to share information and communicate among devices across various topologies. When to use a local area network, if you have a large number of users that need to log in at the same time, when devices and resources within a limited geographic region need to interact directly with one another, and when not to use a local area network. User can be connected across large distance, such as across cities. If you don't have control over the assets that connect to your network, you should be worried about establishing a local area network for them to interact. Number 2 is personal area network. A personal area network is a short-range network topology designed for an individual's peripheral devices, typically 30 feet. The goal of this network is to send data between devices without requiring them to be connected to the internet. PANs may also be connected to LANs, another high-level network using a single device that serves as a gateway. A Bluetooth keyboard attached to a smart TV, where the interface allows to surf the internet, view recorded shows, and customize personal preference is a daily example of PAN. Wireless or wired personal area networks are available. For data-centric applications, wireless PANs employ close-range communication protocols as Wi-Fi, Zigbee, infrared, and Bluetooth. Piconnets or scatternets are two types of Bluetooth network setups. The Universal Serial Bus and Thunderbolt are used in wired PANs. Each connection protocol within a PAN, like other network kinds, is not always immediately interoperable with other protocols. When to use a personal area network. So you want to link computers, cell phones, and other devices to accessories or peripherals. In most cases, the devices do not need to be connected to the internet directly. And when not to use a personal area network, if you want to allow various users to share resources, the gadgets are separated by more than a few feet. So number 3 is wireless local area network. So wireless technologies have revolutionized business and personal communication, allowing for a wide range of applications such as mobile wireless, portable wireless, and infrared wireless. These configurations use wireless local area network to communicate between connected devices. So wireless local area network enable devices to communicate with each other without the need of electrical conductors by using high-frequency transmission, lasers, and infrared beams. User may move throughout a coverage area without having to worry about losing network access thanks to this form of flexible data transmission. So wireless local area network has a high data transfer rate and typically operates in the 2.4 GHz or 5 GHz band. Bluetooth devices, cordless telephones, Wi-Fi radios, and garage door openers are examples of devices that operate in 2.4 GHz range over wireless local area network. Laptops may be linked to the 5 GHz band if you want to compromise some signal strands for faster speed on the wireless local area network. When to use a wireless local area network, device mobility while linked to the network is critical. A wired network connection is not supported by your devices. Devices that are not physically adjacent to current network infrastructure must be connected. You need to connect more devices than the number of ports on your router or switch, and you can't install another switch or router. When not to use a wireless local area network, it's critical to deliver consistent, steady result. The main priority is security. Data transfer speed are higher than those offered by wireless technology. Number 4 is wide area network. So LANs and other types of network in various geographical locations can interact and transfer data using private lines, virtual private networks, multi-protocol label switching, wireless networks, cellular networks, and the internet. A wide area network is a sort of computer networking that is not confined to any particular territory and provide access to many forms of media through a specified provider. With point-to-point or packet switch networks over shared circuits, wide area network can be simple or hybrid. Different connection types are utilized in hybrid ones and SD-ones, ranging from virtual private networks to multi-protocol label switching. Within a WAN communication channel may be used variety technologies such as router, FSO connection, and I/O interfaces as well as fiber optics. Wands are ubiquitous in modern life, linking cities, continents, and even space while often going unseen. These and many other instances highlight how far-flung wands have evolved, from enabling remote access to a corporation's headquarters to allowing students to connect with other students in the other continents to real-time teleconferencing. When to use a wireless area network, you have equipment dispersed across a large geographic area that must connect directly with one another. And when not to use a wireless area network, the sole consideration is cost, as some wireless area network technologies such as lease line might be prohibitively expensive because the performance of various wireless area network technology varies. Consistency is top need. Number 5 is Metropolitan Area Network. Efficiency and speed are important consideration in today's computer networking environment. Some technologies are able to provide both while others only provide one or none. Fiber optics, dense wavelength, division multiplexing, and optical packet switching are used in metropolitan area network to check both boxes. Source: Science Direct. A typical configuration of a metropolitan area network, MENS, also known as a medium-sized network, span a bigger region than a LAN but a smaller area than a WAN. They are made up of many LANs that are linked together using point-to-point high-capacity backbone technology and can cover several buildings or a city. MANs can take the shape of the cable TV networks or even telephone networks that deliver high-speed DSL line thanks to pooled regional resources. When to use a metropolitan area network, you have equipment dispersed across a large geographic area that must connect directly with one another. You have the opportunity to create wired or wireless communication between each site. And when not to use a metropolitan area network, cost is a major consideration, since there may be less expensive ways to link sites. The devices that will be linked are dispersed throughout a greater geographical region. Number 6 is Campus Area Network. Universities, colleges, and corporate campuses employ a campus area network to connect separate LANs from diverse departments that share a common region. This turns disparate networks into a unified network that allows users to access information at breakneck rates while maintaining the required authentication to avoid privacy breaches. The operating method of CANs is similar to that of LANs, although the scale of these networks differs. Wi-Fi, hotspots, and Internet technologies are frequently used by users who access a CAN with many devices. When to use a campus area network, you've got gadgets all throughout campus that need to connect with one another. You have the opportunity to offer wired or wireless communication between each building. When not to use a campus area network, cost is a major consideration since there may be less expensive ways to link sites. The devices that need to be linked are dispersed throughout a greater geographic region, not only on campus. Number 7 is Virtual Private Network, with the possibility of sensitive information being mined, encrypted, or even stolen lurking around every corner. A virtual private network provides users with an encrypted connection that effectively hides data packets while accessing the internet. This is accomplished by establishing a VPN tunnel between two connecting devices, which encapsulates and encrypts the data sent between them. When two devices are linked across a public network such as internet, a VPN is often utilized. The added security provided by the VPN protects critical information from being revealed online. such as IP addresses, browsing history, communication with a corporate office, or even vacation plans. The type of VPN tunnel utilized determines the amount of security around the data packet. Point-to-point tunneling protocol, secure socket tunneling protocol, layer 2 tunneling protocol, Internet Protocol Securities, an open VPN are example of common VPN tunnels. Layer 2 tunneling protocol that employs Internet Protocol Security protection often uses advanced encryption standard 256-bit encryption, which is regarded the best encryption standard available for all sorts of network connections. When to use a virtual private network, you need to enable secure communication between two sites, but there is no direct link between them. Remote users require remote access to resources stored in a central location. And when not to use a VPN, your main worry is for speed. Encryption adds a little amount of overhead to communications. Number 8 is Enterprise Private Network. Bandwidth-intensive apps use a significant portion of a company's network resources, delaying data transmission and causing bottlenecks in business processes. An enterprise private network is a network developed and controlled by a corporation for the purpose of sharing corporate resources. It links a company offices across many geographic locations and is optimized to guarantee that bandwidth-intensive application functions smoothly without causing the network to become overburdened. Companies can use EPN to create a totally private network or a hybrid network that is coupled with a network communication service provider to provide privacy across all networks operations. EPNs use tunneling protocols like Layer 2 Tunneling Protocol and Internet Protocol Security. MPLS technology is used to connect the branches. When to use a EPN, you need to enable secure communication between two sites, but there is no direct link between them. You must give users in a variety locales with a consistent access to resources in a variety of locations. There are for the network to scale and grow over time. When not to use a EPN, your network team is strapped for cash. Setting up, updating, and maintaining EPNs takes more time. It is not practical to have redundant links between sites since this would add more failure points to the network. Number 9 is Storage Area Network. In an increasingly competitive world, network storage is synonymous with business continuity. Businesses that want to stay ahead of the competition must discover ways to improve data access and storage, as well as guarantee that critical backups are performed on a regular basis. A storage area network is one technique to accomplish these and other goals. A storage area network, sometimes known as the network behind the servers, is a high-speed computer network that allows users to access storage from any location. The primary function of a storage area network is to transport data between storage devices and the computer network. The majority of SANs provide block-level I/O functions. Fiber channel technologies such as fiber channel host bus adapter, cards, and fiber channel switches, as well as other technologies like as host switches and these arrays may be utilized in SAN. When to use a storage area network, multiple devices must share the storage resources available on one or more storage devices. You'll need centralized data storage for all your resources. And when not to use a storage area network, you're on a tight budget, it is possible that establishing a SAN may need a considerable initial cost. You're limited in terms of resources when compared to local storage. SANs may require more maintenance and upkeep. Number 10 is System Area Network. A system area network is a network setup that allows nodes in a cluster to communicate with one another. It means to deliver high bandwidth with a low latency in a high-performance computing environment by eliminating numerous copies of data and giving users immediate network access. As a result, SANs provide high-speed switching environment that allow devices to communicate more easily. A SAN can also be connected to multi-processing system and storage area network. Scientific application database server cluster, and file server clusters are all examples of how SANs may be employed in a parallel computing setting. When to use a system area network, you demand low error rates, high bandwidth, and minimal latency for transferring data. You don't have budget constraints. And when not to use a system area network, your networks do not involve a significant expenditure that may be necessary to build up a system area network. Number 11 is passive optical local area network. Local area network deployment means to rely heavily on copper-based connection. As passive optical local area networks have planned earlier deployment, these paradigm is changing. Poland is considerable advance over copper cables, replacing them with fiber optic telecommunication technology that splits and combines upstream and downstream data before sending them on a single mode fiber stand. The fiber capacity is distributed among several access points, and bidirectional communication is enabled through to use wavelength division multiplexing, which decreases the number of copper lines. When to use a colon, you require a less expensive option for linking faraway locations and capacity to build optical fiber between them. And when not to use a colon, for your network, you'll need a well-defined standard. There are presently no globally acknowledged standards for defining colon installations, which might lead to future compatibility concerns where analyzed type standards. Campus buildings with shared networks, hospitals with a shared network for on-site pharmacy and patient requirements, and other LAN networks types are example of where colon are.
In order to get the network configuration, you need to go to the Windows key and then to the settings. Click the network and internet. Click Ethernet and then go to change adapter options. And then select local area connection. Then right click to get local menu and select properties. Select Internet Protocol version 4. Most frequently, everything will be done automatically because the option obtain an IP address automatically and obtain DNS server address automatically or selected. You don't have to write anything in the edit fields below. However, sometimes you will have to set the network configuration manually. First, you need to enter the expected IP address of your computer. For default gateway, it is our router number. For you to be able to know, you can also search it in Google. And for PLDT users, our default number is, default gateway number. It is 192.168.1.1. So in your preferred DNS server, it is the same with your default gateway number. It is the router or your modem number. But if you're not sure if it is already used, you just need to go to the Windows key, then right click, and then select Windows PowerShell admin. Typing, and then you need to type your router number. So it is 192.168.137.1, and then you just need to enter. For alternate DNS server, you can also use the address of Google DNS server, 4 numbers of 8. Now let's ping to google.com to check if it works. Then it looks like everything is okay. If there were no answer, you should check the configuration again to find the problem. The reason could be wrong address of the default gateway or the DNS server. That's all. Thank you.